telling jokes and having smokes, riding bikes all through the night. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian. Coffee ice no matter what. Now you know he likes it in the butt. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian, being Ian. And life is shit, but you're positive. Let's find out what it's like to live a life being Ian, being Ian.
With Jordan.
It's all about soul. It's all about.
Let me know if either of you can ever see my tits.
Oh, I kind of saw them
we're
earlier.
on
I was like,
tit
hey,
alert.
good work.
Well, is there a...
Whoa, booby juice, booby juice, booby juice.
I think we should go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Sound the alarm.
Welcome back
Oh,
to
no.
another episode of Being In with Jordan.
The whole episode gonna be this.
I didn't tell you
Dude.
guys, but the whole episode is gonna be a honka
It's a
honka
huge issue.
burning in.
We did their We Might Be Drunk, and he was Austin Powers. And it was, yeah, he also thinks Austin Powers moves in a way that he doesn't move. And
How's
Ian,
that? How does?
it's
Austin
not.
Doesn't Austin Powers, our guest today, Kyle Dunnigan.
Oh, thank you for having me here. Nice being in front of the king.
The king, he did this a lot.
I mean, the king did that. The king did.
He
that.
did it when he was on stage. When he was off stage, let's be Elvis off stage.
He didn't
Give me
just
some
do that,
Percocet,
though.
Mama.
All right, here we have to have a
Give me some
disclaimer. We
cocaine.
need a disclaimer.
Yes.
When Tom Segura was on the podcast, I knew who he was, but I wasn't very well acquainted with his comedy. And Ian, the whole podcast was like this.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to be, like this, because this is my idol, and he raised me in comedy. I listen to his voice every night.
I mean, that is.
Who,
really
him or
a
the skeleton,
honor.
Mama? Come on there.
Oh, not Kyle. What are you, nuts? This guy.
Yeah.
No, he has a great podcast. I'll tell you, it's.
Oh my god! Damn it.
Spider.
Did you see that?
That was
prank
really masculine of you.
Yeah.
The way you reacted.
I know. I'm
For a guy in a
surprisingly-
turtleneck, that was
No, I have a
Amazing.
dichotomy of masculine and very effeminate both things.
But that
happen.
was, you didn't jump at all.
Yeah, like I
was
will.
great. You were
be
ready to
very
fight.
Not afraid of a spider.
Also, the Bondi
but I'll also
Hokas, what's
tap
up?
and do
Good
jazz.
choice.
Yeah, the way I'm sitting is a feminine.
A feminine.
Is
You
it
are-
good?
Sometimes I'll do this.
Oh.
That's
Hey,
It's all
can't
make
cross
room for
them
the big
legs because of
balls.
them big man cock and balls.
Oh, yeah,
baby.
that's right, that's right.
That's right.
Let's take these off.
Oh, no, I
Yep,
can't.
there you are. Hello.
All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they come with the sideburns. You didn't know?
I'm at BedBug juice.
Yeah. She's got bed bugs.
Oh.
I don't have bed bugs. I do not have
No.
bed
She's
bugs.
got a lot of bites,
gone.
Mama.
I had bed bugs a while back, and I got attacked. I get
You
attacked by
did,
bugs. It was really bad, and I have crippling OCD. It was a
Do you
nightmare.
really like
Yeah.
wash hands and tap things? OCD? or something
Not.
else?
It's more like a cross contamination of personalities. Like if somebody with a bad personality like hits a cigarette I'm smoking, then I think I'm going to turn into that person. It's a little
Okay,
weird.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you're not counting numbers. You're not a numbers OCD.
Well, like
specific-
yesterday, I was like, I should take that way. That's the way I should take. And I was walking to Ian's, and I went this way.
Yeah.
And then I got halfway down this block and was like, no, I need to go that back. And
Oh,
so
okay.
it's yeah.
Below that. Okay.
But sometimes it's worse around my period, which we're coming up to right now. But I'm on a lot of Prozac, which helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
The period, I should know this by now, but like it's leading up to it that's emotional, or when you have it, right when you have it.
It's leading up to it. That's hell. That's when it's like you feel like everybody's out to get you. Everybody hates you.
that
You're under
is-
attack. And then period, you get it.
Women should be the president
I think
because we can't
I agree.
have that.
I
You
agree.
can't have every month like everyone's trying to get me.
Yeah.
You can't have the president doing that, right?
that every woman, including
President
the
of the
president,
country,
should have
of a
that.
company, of
Oh,
a
you think that's
fucking
good?
4-H club.
I think it's good because what if the president is like her baby? Because that's what we have. That's what our feelings are, right? Is that we're being like, get away from my baby. I might have a baby. And then, so if she was like, the United States is my baby, don't touch my baby. Then,
Is that what it
Yeah,
is? You're
they'd
like,
act
"Don't touch my
rationally."
baby"?
oh yeah,
Why
Yeah.
would you?
that's
Have you ever found a mother whose never acted irrationally about their baby?
The king's accent is gone, by the way. It's
All right, now, thank you for making me bring it back. Now, come on. Let's get back to the fact of the matter, folks. Austin Powers does dance like this, right?
No, and it wasn't that you were just dancing. You would walk into every space doing
I
that.
don't think I remember
It was
that.
insane. It was like a
Hey,
palsy.
Your book was coming undone there, King.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been coming
Must be
undone.
decent, Larry.
Just take that off. It doesn't even match.
It's just the way I sit now. Come on now.
We have a proton pack.
Yeah.
Okay,
Big-
here's what's funny. On
Oh.
our podcast, we're
Here we go.
dogmatically ourselves all the time.
Yes.
Too much to a point where people are like,
Uncomfortable.
turn this off. And Kyle is never himself.
Never myself.
He's always in costume, and he forgot a costume. And look at
Yeah,
us.
I don't know who I am.
Ian was so upset today. He was PMSing. He always PMSs when I PMS. I'm one day out, and look how good I've been. We haven't
Cycled
fought
out.
once. Usually we fight cry when
Oh,
I'm
really?
PMSing. I have bad PMDD.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
not only does she have PMS, brother, but she has PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, brother. It's a hunka burn shit.
That's amazing that you know the name of it. That's
Yes,
great.
yes.
That's great. He has it in
And-
his phone when I get my period. We're not in a relationship.
I have
Did
a
you know that?
period-
Pregnant because maybe not having your period because you're
I
not
know, I was
acting
thinking
the
that.
same, so you might be.
She has
I was
been
thinking
getting a hunka dumping love in her butt, brother.
I'm my
I can't stop saying hunka.
What are you looking for?
costume- No, my costume is Adam Sandler's costume. Yeah, do you remember it?
Which
Like,
one?
I'm crazy ashtray guy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but no.
Oh
Isn't
my
it
God.
crazy? That's who I am.
How do you slack your face
Oh.
perfectly like he does?
Is that a bird? It's a plane. It's super glue, man.
Super glue man. I can stick to anything.
Wow. Do the skeleton guy.
Oh, look at me. I have a skeleton girlfriend. Isn't that crazy?
What? Wow.
Adam, can I tell you my favorite movie of yours is Jack and Jill?
I'm not doing Adam anymore.
Oh, damn it.
are
I've
you
got to
now?
get the
Oh, thank
word
you.
to him that I've seen that
thank
movie in
you.
theaters twice. I love
Do you
it.
really like it?
It's,
I've never
dude,
seen it.
rewatch it. Watch it. It is such a classically good slapstick comedy.
Really?
It is so funny. Yes.
Huh.
Yes. I am such a diehard
can't
Sandman purist.
Pay attention to any-
Okay, do I
Your
talk in the
sunglasses-
voice?
Your sunglasses are
As him?
resting above yours, so it looks like your eyes are talking to Kyle like this. Like you're like, dude, it is the best movie. It's
All right,
really
do I
weird.
talk like Elvis for
No,
the rest of the
but
podcast?
you have to take the sunglasses off. It's
But-
crazy liquid death man. Isn't that crazy? Oh, please don't kill me, Mr. Liquid Man. We put deep fake my
You're
face.
better at doing him than you are yourself.
No, I'm really uncomfortable being myself. My whole life, I've just been like trying to do something else.
Wow. Yeah, I used to listen. You did the Slap My Body guy. That was my favorite thing in the whole world.
What was that? All these body. Oh, the rap guy,
Do you still communicate
All
with
of
those
these
two?
sounds.
Who was the other guy?
David.
Yes, David.
Huntsberger. Not a lot. I
Really?
haven't talked to them in a while. Yeah.
Tig did the career that I wanted to do. Just
Which is
crush hard and then just pump out two kids, disappear, show up in a couple movies now and then.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah, she's
TV
got a
show.
Good career.
Good going.
Just she knows how to like organize her life. She always was good at that, even before.
Really?
Some
She
say
always had
that's
people working
manipulate.
for her, and
Oh, wow.
always I just was like, how am I have no help? And she always had like help.
I always thought she was more of like a raccoon, disheveled person, but that's just her haircut.
It's just
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
This turtleneck, I know doesn't look good by feeling it.
It looks great.
I think you should
Are you
take it
gonna take
off,
it off?
brother.
No.
Take
Are you
it
gonna
off,
pull it
man.
over your ears?
Come on, let's see some of
I
them
don't trust
hickeys
the
you got
tattoo.
there,
It looks
brother. Come
good.
on now.
Yeah.
had my swastika tattoo.
I almost gave myself a hickey because I got that bug, the bug insect. You remove the repellent. I mean, you remove the bite, and I sucked it to my neck, and I pulled it, and I was like, "Oh no! I know exactly what this is gonna look like," and I released it,
Oh,
but I did it
God.
under my chin. Huge hickey. Huge
Yeah.
hickey.
I had a girl who just kept biting
No.
me,
Nice.
and then
Hell yeah, brother.
nice king.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Just so you know, he was up and fist bumping just when you said, "I have a girl." I had a
Yeah.
girl. Just so you know, I just want you to know
Okay.
that.
Well, that's what
I
it was
felt-
for.
I felt the weight
Oh.
switch, and you went, "I had a girl," and he was already. Okay, you had a
I
girl who
could've
bit
stopped
you.
there. Yeah, and she bit me once, and I was like, took it like a man, you know. I was like, all right, whatever, and then did it again. And these are bites that are leaving marks that you know are breaking down all the layers.
No.
And then the second one, I went, ow. It's not manly, but I needed
That's
to.
fine. I think I was fine.
And then she goes, sorry, I've been told I do that.
oh,
And
a
then
case of the borders. She's walking on the border of
she
the
does
line.
not care.
No.
And then she did it again. I went, how? Like tried to laugh it off. Like, I'm still a man.
Yeah.
But really, I wanted to cry. I didn't. But I
It's
wanted
the
to
worst.
start
It's
crying.
pinchy. It's not hot.
I took
You can
video.
grip. Gripping is good.
Oh, I thought,
Gripping's fine.
Gripping's
And even
fine.
a little like bite a little bit.
what if
Nothing
before they bite
breaking
you?
skin.
What if before they bite you in the neck, they go like a vampire?
I'm
Then
more
it's a
into
bit,
that.
though.
I think
Then
I'm
it's a-
more into that.
Then you know you're doing a bit. Like that's not passion. That's someone who's really like, I'm gonna bite this person.
I have had somebody with a large penis go, ow, ow, ow. And I was like, what? And he was like, you are digging your nails in. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, then
into his penis.
That's how she gives a hand job, brother.
listen,
Oh.
he
It's a
wasn't
nail
even, we
job,
weren't even
really.
in
I'll say
sex
no.
mode. We were just watching a movie. I'm just, what? Oh, sorry. But I will say there is like a bracing thing that happens sometimes. But that's why I think it's offensive
Like
if
the
you have a normal
nail.
penis and people are like, okay, you're bearing down. You're bearing down right now.
So he
I was like on his back. I dug
and
it.
you went.
And he was like, oh, and I was like, oh shit, sorry. Yeah, maybe let's chill on the sex. You're hurting me with your giant penis.
I thought I liked.
That's what you were doing. I got it now. You were like,
Yes.
slow it down. And he was like,
well, I didn't even know it in my head until he was like, ow. And I was like, oh yeah, ow for me as well, sir.
Right.
Oh,
You know what
so
I mean?
you were like on a roller coaster,
Yeah.
scared, like.
Yes,
But
yes,
it was him.
yes. And then when he was like, ow, I was like, you know what? Ditto. I wouldn't even
Mm.
thought of that,
Yeah.
but ditto, my guy.
Ditto would have been a good thing to say right
What I'm trying to say is I got a tight little push.
The moral of the story.
Moral of the story here is
If
she got a
somebody
tiny
told
little
me,
kitty, brother.
if somebody told me when I was obsessively listening to Kyle, if they flash forward to me dressed up as Beetlejuice going, I have a tight pussy sitting next to him,
Oh, yeah,
I
they
would
just-
I would run into traffic.
I think about that all the time. Like a flash of my life in the future shown to me as a child would just be so confusing.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So many times.
I
Yeah.
know. This happened in a little while back. I was on my motorcycle, and Louis was there, and I opened for Louis, and he goes, Chris Rock and Chappelle, come over here. This is Jordan. So I'm sitting on my motorcycle with a triangle of these three, and I literally had to be like, hey, you guys, I'm dissociating really bad. I'm gonna go. And they're like, okay, bye. But it was like so, because I was having that moment where I was like, this can't be real. I died in my sleep last night, and this is happening.
You looked cool though, I bet.
I looked so
You looked
cool
cool on
that
a
I had to
bike.
drive away from that image of myself and
You
go
couldn't
home
top
and
it,
fart.
probably.
Would it
You
be
knew
great
that.
if she just toppled the motorcycle over and those three icons had to lift the bike off of her?
Well, I did drop my motorcycle the other day outside the cellar.
What?
It was I just didn't put the kickstand down, and I just whoop, and then this guy runs over and pulls it off me, and then Sam Morrill is over there, and he's like, "Nice one." I'm like, "Okay, friend, thank you for not
You should
pulling."
have come over.
I know you should have come over.
Dude, I got one.
bad friend guy.
I'm bad friend, man. Ooh, it looks like you shit yourself
Oh,
and
you're
you're on
doing
a
a good job.
date. The other night I was kind of on a date and me and the girl were walking and I had my bike and we were like giggle flirting and we were like, and when we both rubbed into each other and went, I didn't steer my bike. My bike hit another bike. Both bikes fell down. And when I went to reach to pick it up, a thing of Pepto-Bismol fell out of my pocket.
Oh my god, that's the worst thing to fall.
It was a not cool, brother.
The best was when we're at the cellar and Ian is like, he's wearing like this huge jacket with all these pockets and he's looking for something, and the things he's pulling out are like, he pulls out 2 things of Tums, Pepto-Bismol. He pulled out like some other grandpa like bag of tissues or something, and then
That's
pulls
right.
out, just when I was like, oh my God, you are an ancient man. He pulls out a book that's like how trans people are hurting America. Not that, but
No.
like that. It was something
No.
like that. And I was like, what has become of you?
No, it was a book about the
White
we're
is
not
right.
going to get into it, everybody. It's,
It sounds like what's in my fanny pack. It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
That's a
more-
nice fanny
This
pack.
is actually, I got this because it's too filled, but it's like it forms to your body. It's more of a man, like a purse. It's like a man purse. And then this is here.
whoa.
So nice. What
See,
is it? What company is it?
I wear a fanny pack
They
the
don't give
way
you
it
money
was
for
meant
it.
to be worn,
Tell 'em.
around the waist,
What's this one called?
not
No,
around.
this is better because you're here.
No,
This, you don't want the thing, and it
No.
bulks out here.
no.
look like a raver.
The
No,
satchel.
I look like a fucking American. No, don't take the tag off. We're taking it back.
the turtle.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jordan, we spent so much money on these Halloween decorations, and I kept the tag on all of them so we could get our money.
Okay,
back.
but I like
we
this.
literally spent like $500, $400, and also it would have been $500, but I pocketed a lot of stuff on all of this stuff just for today. Okay.
What did
so
you
we're
take?
taking
How
most of it
much
back.
coffee is in you?
I had a lot because I stayed up late having sugar.
You look so suspicious taking all of it back. I mean, you can take one thing or two
No,
things back.
We're taking the skeleton. Boom,
Yeah,
boom.
that's big money right
Take
there.
yep. Taking spider.
I'm sure.
Boom. Yep.
Oh,
Taking
That's
back
my best friend.
that's
bat.
pretty cool.
Boom.
Really nice.
What else do we take? Oh,
Huh?
the
Keep it
light.
This is ours. Yeah,
Okay.
this is our
Well,
guy.
we've moved on to
And
another
Ian's cat
conversation.
took a bite out of him.
What?
Well, we don't need a list of the things. Okay, you're gonna take it all back. That's great.
What do we have on this podcast? Do we have a theme today, or is there something? What? By your face, it's no.
That
No.
is
You're saying no.
quite a
Nothing.
funny
You
joke,
don't need
brother.
one. Don't need a theme.
No, we
There's-
always dress like this and look like this.
Okay, good.
There's no
Yes.
theme. It's pretty much.
Oh, you mean like is there a shtick?
Do we have a game we're playing?
No, but we can play a game. Me and
Freeform is
you. I have a
good.
game that you'd love. It's called Next. Remember that game on MTV? You be the boy, I be
Yes.
the girl, and every
Okay.
time I say next, you have to switch characters.
Let's flip that.
Oh, okay.
I like that move, brother.
Oh, it's so
I know
hard.
it's awful.
Oh, it's so hot. Yeah.
I just made you see.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
Forget
really.
it.
What's the matter
Forget
with
it.
you?
Forget it.
You're literally you just were like, can you just do characters for us while we
That's all-
watch you and
that's all I
laugh?
wanted,
This is
yeah.
a dream I've always
Yeah,
had.
that's all I do.
Bonk.
I used to play it with my friend where we'd be stuck in her twin bed sleeping,
Yeah.
and we'd just go face to face, and I'd just be like, "Hey, I'm Richard," and she'd go next, and I'd be like, "Oh, and we would switch
Yeah.
back and forth
That's good
forever.
practice for
Great
improv.
practice, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's actually a improv game called Next.
Oh, really?
Oh, New Choice it's called. New
That's
Choice.
right.
Oh, wow.
And then you go like, here at this hamburger place, we need you to make these hamburgers under a minute. And then the audience goes, New Choice. This is a vial of deadly bees. You have to eat the bees. And they go, New Choice. And then you play out the whole scene until people go like, I'm bored, New Choice. And then you go do a different thing. Improv is fun to do. It's not
Improv is
fun
so
to watch.
fun.
I love improv.
It's more
Oh
fun
my
to do than
God, you're like
watch,
fully
wouldn't you say?
autistic today.
It's really fun. Well, I feel like improv ruins improv for people because people
Sometimes
see
you see a
improv
good one,
and
that-
they see it really bad improv and they go, all improv sucks. It's like, no, you're just what? That's like going to an open mic and being like, stand-up comedy is the worst. It's like, well, yeah, you picked a shit night to go.
Well, what's
you know?
those guys' names? Schnickety and Snignog?
Snickety and Snicknog.
You know, the guys who did it on Netflix?
No.
The
Did it-
two guys who did improv.
You don't know Schnickety?
Did they edit it though? Because then it's not improv. When you improv and they edit
Middle
the show,
ditch
that's
and-
no longer improv. Wouldn't you agree? Because
I
that's
would
Yes.
agree.
edited
Yeah.
to a thing.
Well, how do you
like.
feel about people editing their specials heavily?
I'm gonna do that.
Are you making a special?
I just shot at the Mothership Joe Rogan's club.
How do you feel about it?
But
You have to be nice. I'll say what I feel.
no, I'll be totally honest.
Okay,
I think
good.
it's an amazingly set up club. I think right now there's a lot of tourists going.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't promote the shows really because they just sell out. And so I didn't feel like, I think I should have.
Should have.
Like,
Oh,
had
To
my
get
promote.
like
audience
your
in the audience.
audience there.
But it actually turned out, I taped 5 shows, so I got enough, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I
Music?
also-
And the board
I did some music. Yeah. I
Loop?
actually really like doing,
looping.
I didn't loop, although I
Didn't
think I
loop.
might bring that back. I did that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was this thing that went viral. And then Reggie Watts started doing it. And then I was like, oh, he kind of cornered that. And then people would write under my video, you stole this from Reggie Watts.
No,
I'd be like,
you're
look at
the
the
guy.
upload date.
Let me tell you something, brother. Someone that knows
Original.
something about stealing, he stole it from you, brother.
No, he
But what
definitely
was the
did,
thing that you
but
liked doing?
That
You
was
were
a
like, I really
JK.
I
like-
like music.
Everybody.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
sang a few songs. And I'm all over the place because now I'm like going to Nashville to record some songs I'm writing. And then I'm like, I gotta focus. I was gonna do something else. I was gonna do a podcast. And I was like, I should make a Craig movie. And I was like,
Craig's
I
so
gotta
good.
keep my YouTube going with some YouTube shows. And I'm like, I gotta edit that. And so it's I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
With indecision.
Well, what do you do? What do you focus on? Because I give everything 1/8% of my focus, and then so
I
something should
think
take a
you.
year. It
I
takes
think
8
you
years.
you fix your circadian rhythm and wake up with the sunrise and fall asleep with the moon at darkness.
I mean, you might be right.
Yeah.
I would get more done.
That's what they say, but for stand-ups, there is a. Don't you ever wake up in the morning and you're like, now that I'm up early, I have 8 hours to dick around.
Yeah. No,
I have
it's
crippling
really a
panic
great
if I wake
life,
up too early and I don't have something to do for a couple hours. I'm like, what do I do? I don't know. And it's
Yeah.
like, just be.
But then if I wake up at 2, like today,
Being is
jumped on the bike,
overrated.
came here, we're ready. I got dressed in 2 seconds. So there is
Yeah.
something good about waking up late because you gets you right into gear because you feel ashamed of yourself.
Oh yeah, if it gives you a little like spring in your step. But I'll tell you this, stand up, it doesn't quite hit. It doesn't quite hit like hit me right. Okay, like someone
Yeah.
like Bill Burr or Mark Maron, these monologists.
Yes.
You know, I don't really like writing a monologue from me.
Mm.
I just don't think about writing those. I'd like to write scenes.
And you don't have like
And
the societal. Isn't it crazy how we wear
Yeah, like,
underwear
I
backwards?
don't feel like people need to hear what I have to
Yeah.
say at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like character stuff. And then, stand up doesn't quite fit. It's like sketch is more my thing. But you get to make money, you got to do the stand up thing. So I'm always trying to square peg a round hole. I feel
Why don't you
like.
just do characters on when you tour?
I do a little bit, but it's just,
You need a podcast. That's a Kyle
Well.
Dunnigan podcast.
Well.
yeah, that does.
Who's that?
That's another thing of it where you got to crank out stuff every week because I stopped. I was like, I worked very hard and did a lot of sketch stuff, but it takes a long time to do sketch. To make even a minute can be 100 hours.
It's crazy.
sometimes. You watch SNL, they got people rag on the show, but like that's the best sketch writers scoured across the country.
And it still's
they-
not great.
And they're
at the
working
end of the week.
23 out of
30
24
of
hours a day
Yeah,
for
all
7
working
days.
all
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
And there's
Yeah, Rosebud's Baby came out with a little
Sketch pad.
clipboard. Yeah.
Yeah, so you go, then there's maybe two good sketches a week. They take 2 weeks off every 2 weeks. They take the whole summer off. That's just the nature of it. So the algorithm doesn't give a shit.
Oh.
So if you're a sketch guy like me, you need a break. It's just like they send you a letter, just fuck you.
Yeah.
On YouTube and Instagram.
What do they do? But
Oh, because if you take a break and you go
You
back
can't
in,
take a
you're
break.
fucked with the algorithm, right?
Like everything I post now, I'm like, I feel like I'm starting over again. And I got to do a podcast. This is my point.
this feels like
because
sketch, and we're just hanging out.
I
And
know I
just
got to
come
find. Yeah.
a couple times a week, and then we're just forced to do it because it's a weekly thing. Because
May-
I have we both have ADD.
Yes. May I say something?
Yes.
got a question?
Oh, I got more of a statement there, brother. Oh, you
hunk of burning questions.
I got a hunk of burning question.
The
you
cat cane really goes.
It
thank
does
you.
kinda
Oh,
go.
thank you. Oh, thank you very
Imagine
much.
It's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
disturbing that it is not with the outfit and that it is your daily weapon, toy,
Yeah.
crutch.
This is
Pretty crazy. Okay, keep going.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You said that you do like a million different things, an eighth of like
What are
work.
these giblets like on a turkey? Sorry,
Is it
go ahead.
It's a
turkey?
scarf.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Jordan.
Sorry.
It's a scarf.
That's
Okay,
what
go
you
ahead.
give to the ladies in the front row, and they just
Yep.
go nuts.
Uh-huh.
This looks like something that happens on a bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Basically, what I was saying was that you said that you give an eighth of your energy towards things, and you're so good at what you did. I do. I can't imagine if you gave a quarter.
Well,
or
that's very
half.
nice of you to say. I just I don't know what to focus on because I feel like I want to do one more thing and then I can retire. But
Mm.
which is it like a movie or like podcast? I can just do. I'd probably just do that. It's not hard. Just do that.
What do you want to do when you retire? Bird watch?
I'm like
Hunt?
I'm into charity.
Really?
Well,
The way you said
We
that.
are
I'm like
struggling.
a fake it till you make it kind of guy, and
Yeah.
like I fake that I'm into charity. Like I the secret charity. Like I tell people I do it because then it'll happen. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
so you don't do charity?
No, but I the secret it. Like I talk about that I do it. I tell everyone I
but
do it.
do you?
No, not yet. But it's like the secret. You just if
Yeah.
you imagine you're doing charity, then like it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like it
That's
hasn't
really
yet,
good.
but it
Everybody,
might.
you're like, I donate millions of dollars every year to
Yeah,
broken
That's
children.
all I do is like help kids.
I like
so you
that.
lie.
I
No,
should start
that's
saying
the
that.
secret, dude.
So you want to
Google the
retire
secret.
and lie.
Before you talk to me, understand like what I'm talking about.
I have sex with many different races.
There you go. Were you a one race lady?
Yeah.
Latino? White? Just the whites. That feels so racist.
I know.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Like I'm
Trust
sexually
me, I'm
attracted to that guy.
I'm picking up the slack over here, brother.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got what I'm.
Don't
what I'm
worry,
leaving
I
behind.
spread it around enough for all of us.
Someone's interested. Okay. You know what's a dark thought I have is like you think about yourself, like this is me, but most of your existence on this planet for thousands of years will be this.
Yeah.
Just like
And then they all look the same.
just us three, we're having a good time. But for millennia, we'll just be still like this guy going.
Yeah. And we'll all look the same. It'll be really hard to decipher.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, Jordan's hips are slightly wider.
Yeah. I think you start a podcast
Well,
with
it's
yourself, have guests on. Like I'm thinking like a Between Two Ferns kind of thing where you're you know what I mean? But
Between
You're a
two
character.
skells. You between two skeletons.
Between two
you don't have to abbreviate
skeletons.
skells though.
Do you know what a skell is?
Skeleton?
No, a skell is like a term for like an old, burned out, shot out New Yorker.
Oh, an in-skell.
Like,
Nice.
What
That's
about
good.
this? Well, I'm going to say something profound that I thought of
yes,
yesterday.
yes, I'm ready.
And I honestly, I
Mhm.
thought this is profound, but I don't know if it is, and you guys will let me know.
Okay.
I've adjusted to hear profoundness, so please tell.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I'm in
Be-
profound
Show 'em
pose.
your ears.
And I know you're Elvis, but also be serious Elvis, like Elvis taking me seriously.
You got it,
I like that. Okay, good.
Yes,
So, is it an accident
yes.
that the first species on this planet to really understand that they're mortal and they're going to die is the first species that laughs?
I think you just blew my fucking mind there, brother.
Is that
I-
profound or is that stupid?
I don't
Be
think it's
honest.
stupid, but I do think other animals laugh.
Not really.
You
mean?
are
Watch this.
sorely mistaken,
But
mama.
they kind of know they're going to die too. They're kind of knowing and kind of starting to laugh. It's like it goes with the whole thing. And then when you really, really understand it,
Right. Then you have to let out tiny
Then you
little
die.
screams.
Then you're doing
You have to-
yeah, then you're doing sketches and podcasts.
That's very
Let me tell you something. The animals
I'll tell you
don't
something.
laugh. They make laughing noises. But they don't, if they see another animal fall down the stairs and they're carrying like a tray of food, they're not having that response.
Well, there's some kind of a little bit of a laugh out of a chimpanzee, a little bit. They're kind of, but they're also sort of aware that something very horrible is coming. You know, they do
Yes.
have like we're on a roller coaster.
but their
headed for a
laughter
brick wall.
isn't like a
I just was saying they don't quite fully.
Response.
We're really well. Some people don't actually, but in general, we're really aware. We push it down, and then like good and evil or light and dark, like that. Like laughter comes out of the understanding of that.
There's a guy,
Yes.
Daniel Dennett, I think, who wrote a book about how everything we do is in response to that we're gonna die.
I never
Yeah.
read it, but I totally agree with him.
You should look at it. It's so good. And it's like everything we do, every romantic relationship, where it's like the things that we all equate to like biology and stuff. He's like, no, it's because we know. And we rarely talk about
Yeah.
that we're gonna die, but we're obsessed with it.
And there's some evidence. I mean, the cultures that accept death more, like they bring the body out and they play with it for a week, and they're less stressed out, and they don't elevate people like the Kardashians. We make these people like these is going to live forever. These icons, these movie stars, because we're trying to make something immortal that looks like us. And in other countries, they're more relaxed because they're just accepting it, pushing it away. What is it? What you resist persists. What they say, Elvis?
Who takes it
Where's-
out and plays with dead bodies?
I mean, there's a lot of cultures who do that. They just take it out, they put it on a bike. They like play with it for a week. They like,
Who?
they carry them around. They
Carry 'em
have
around.
they have little villages.
yeah, they just do. They
put 'em
weaken
in the
at
air.
Bernie's. They're dead for a
They
little
do.
while because they're just like they're accepting of it. And there's a thing. And they go, this guy died.
And there's a way. It's a
Wow.
form of mourning, brother. That's
It
right.
is.
It is. It's a way of accepting what once was, never will, shall be, and they play with it and they go, "We're going to let this exist and
It's
happen."
a
and we're
rotting
all-
corpse?
I was kind of making a point there, but I'll let you continue the
thing.
conversation.
Here's a fun fact about Elvis. Ready for
Yes,
this?
come on now.
Wow.
Tell me about myself,
When
brother.
you walk into Graceland, when
Yeah.
you walk in the door,
Yeah.
you are standing right underneath where Elvis died. His
No.
bathroom was right above the front. The foyer.
This was him.
Oh, when you walk into his
You're
house,
right underneath where he passed.
You know how he
where he
died, right?
passed a shit and passed his
He
life.
did not pass.
Oh,
the
he
shit.
didn't
That
pass.
was a problem.
That was a problem.
Oh.
He was constipated because he was on
Something had to
Oxycontin.
pass.
Maybe
The
you
poop
will
said
die
no.
like Elvis because you're in there for some time.
I poop a lot, brother.
For a long time.
Got a lot of things wrong with my belly.
I mean, I could fix that for you in
How?
2 weeks. It's just your diet.
Yeah, it is your diet.
Tell me now. Tell
It's
me
your
now.
diet and all the drugs. It's all the drugs. and
No
the diet.
drugs. Drug free, 8 years, brother. No booze, no drugs. Just sweets, cigarettes, and old poontang.
It's poontang.
And just some poontang from women and men.
Here's your diet.
Yes.
And it's very simple.
Yes.
Only eat things that seem to taste disgusting to you. Don't put anything in your if you put something in your mouth and you feel any joy, spit it out. And you will poop really well.
Yeah, athletic greens.
I'd
Piece of
rather
shit.
eat good stuff that tastes good than
No, I know.
have regular
that's why,
poop.
That's why you're in the bathroom all the time.
Good. Because I like pleasure.
I mean, that's you're the one marshmallow guy. You know about that?
No.
Yeah, I
What's
love
that?
one with the kids?
The kids.
The kids.
What?
The kids, the marshmallow.
What is the one marshmallow?
Wow, we should
Marshmallow.
play that game with Ian right now.
I mean, we don't even have to.
It would be seconds.
It's
What?
it's
Tell
a
me
in the
this.
70s they actually did studies on kids that were kind of mean, but they really were enlightening. They would bring a kid a marshmallow and they go, "Hey, here's a marshmallow." Not every kid loves marshmallows.
Yeah.
They go, "You can have it now, but you only get one. If you wait, we'll give you 2 marshmallows." And the kids who just ate the marshmallow right away turned out to be fucking losers.
Yeah.
Like,
Dressed up like
2
Elvis all the time.
because everything in life is
What?
if you
What?
Huh?
if you hold off, you
Hey
get a
there.
better thing. You know, with the other was like, don't eat. You know, resist your pleasure stuff. Right? Isn't that how it is? Like,
But
the
how
gym, go to the
long?
gym.
How long between the first marshmallow and more marshmallows do they have to wait? Like a fucking week?
No,
He's already upset for them.
yeah,
How
I mean,
fucking
that's
long?
it's a good question, but it's just a kid's brain. You know,
They said,
so
"I'll
they don't
be
really
back."
think that deep. They'll be like, okay, I'll wait. I want to, and I'll just have a little bit of.
Yeah, but how long of a wait?
but it's a kid experiment. It's a good question, but they did it on kids, so they don't really think as deep as you. And so,
Well, let's call up some fucking kids.
Ian, they went like
Figure
this.
it
They
out.
went, "We're
What?
going to bring more marshmallows. We'll be back." That's
yeah,
what I
we'll
think
be
happened.
back.
And then
And
they
they left the
And
marshmallow there?
And
Yeah.
literally within seconds, one of them is like,
Yeah.
you know what study you'll like? That's I
Don't
think it's
point at me.
sorry,
That
sorry, I'm
aggressively.
really sorry. You know what? I have
Hey, do you need
Sugar
to read this to deal with her?
What is that?
wow. What is supposed
The
to go
handbook
in
for the
there?
recently deceased.
Is that where you?
I'm recently deceased, guy.
Enough of that bit.
More. Explain the marshmallow experiment as Adam Sandler. So you get one marshmallow. Delicious and nutritious marshmallow.
You're better at it being him than he is. You're doing a better Adam Sandler than Adam Sandler does.
Thank you.
There's
you.
one study where these 2 monkeys, one of them gets grapes and one of them, they both get grapes.
Oh, I love a grape monkey because
It's-
they love grapes.
They love them.
That's-
And then he goes, "Give me your rock back. Give me the rock and I'll give you the grape." So the monkey's like, "Here's a rock. Here's a grape. Thank
No.
you."
And
then-
they say this out loud.
Just, I'm going to talk to you. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then,
better.
so then he's like, so the monkey's like, "Here's the rock. Thank you for the grape." And then one monkey starts getting cucumber slices. And this is how Franz de Waal, I think, figured out that there was something that basically primates have a sense of fairness, which is crazy. Because then this monkey would take the cucumbers and whip it at the lady giving the rock because he saw that his buddy was getting grapes. So he would
Oh.
not eat in order to be like, "You're a bitch and a whore. Give me
I
the
love
grape."
that.
And he'd go over to the other monkey who's like, and be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, give it."
Yeah.
You should watch that study. It's so funny.
Interesting.
Isn't that wild? So he's literally,
Love that.
it's not that, first he tried throwing the rock. And when that didn't work, he took the food that he had, which
Yep.
means he'll have 0 to get the grape because he was like, "You're a bitch. He's getting a grape and I know
Right.
it." And
Yep.
he's taunting him. He's like, "I love it."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
Fucking love grape. Like,
They
that's
love
how you
'em.
can get a monkey to just murder.
Yeah.
You can teach them, like, if you kill that, I'll give you a grape. Like, they would do it.
Oh, they love eating a grape with their little hands. Raccoons too love a grape.
Do they?
Oh, they love it. There's this video of a raccoon with all these grapes,
Yeah.
and the owner keeps trying to like take one, and the raccoon's like, what do you, whoa.
yeah,
and they
yeah,
have it voiced over. So he's like, hey man, Jesus, get off of me. It's really good. It's really, really
God, I
good.
tell you, no matter what I make, like I watching this, I'm like, I'll never make something that's funny as this raccoon voiceover grape video or whatever the video.
Yeah,
is.
the
There's so many-
voiceovers are of
it's
animals.
hard to beat those.
One time I went on a date with a guy and he just was a huge goober, but we put on Animal Planet and he started doing voiceovers for all the animals.
And
And I was laughing so hard that I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to have sex
Yeah.
with you. Even
Right.
That's
Yeah.
good. The other night,
Well,
our-
that doesn't happen with men, by the way.
yeah.
Like I've never been with a woman that I wasn't attracted to, and then she started doing a funny bit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna fuck this.
Isn't
girl.
that
Yeah, yeah.
unfair? Is that the only time
Is-
I can do it is if I'm on a friend date, like if I'm just friends with somebody, and then I do a bit that's like about sex, because then they accidentally like they're like, oh, I forgot you have sex parts, and
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
yes, I do. Funny
right.
pussy jokes.
That is the way. That is the way. And is you subtly. I had a friend, kind of a pervy guy, but he thought about this stuff, and he'd on the phone. He'd be like, he'd run. He wouldn't be taking a tub. He'd be like, oh, I'm running water. I'm taking going to the tub soon. So she just would
What?
imagine. He would get her to imagine him naked. So this guy was a sociopath, but he had all these things like that to.
You read The Game. Neil Strauss is The Game.
Wait. Hold
Read
on.
the game.
You read
Hold
The
on.
Game.
Are you describing a friend of yours as a sociopath and describing the same behavior you just described to have sex with?
Well, I'm not doing
guys?
mind manipulation. I'm being like, hey,
That's like
you have a penis and I have a vagina. Funny bit. What if they touch? That's funny. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
See, I'm less subtle. I go, hey, knock knock, who's there? Suck my dick.
You do
Well,
not. You go.
that
Do
works
you want to
too.
come over and just watch a movie and cuddle? Maybe, possibly. I don't.
But I
really
do
wanna
just
have
want to
sex."
cuddle.
Yeah, but you know,
I didn't want to have sex. I had a girl over to cuddle time,
You are really.
and we didn't. I had a lot of espresso, mama.
and not enough sleep.
No, but you're talking about like. So me and this girl, we watched The King of Comedy, right? And at the end, it was like time to put on another movie. And instead of putting on Animal Planet and being like funny, fun time, I was like, let's watch this. And it was a documentary on the Oklahoma City bombing.
Oh.
That's how you
She
get 'em.
was not into it. And
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
was
that's bad.
talking. I kept being like, no. You got to listen to what McVeigh did.
Yeah.
Actually, Ruby Ridge was a lead up to the Oklahoma City.
I'm a bad movie combo sex person. I'll always want to finish the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to see what's going on. I'll be like,
Oh, that's kind of hot though when a woman's just not interested at all and she's like watching a movie.
yeah, I'm on a huge amount of Prozac, so sex is really just a silly little thing.
It's
To,
just a little game.
it's
you
like
play.
oh yeah, we're
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Finger in
What?
her is like starting a lawnmower that won't kick.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
kid. Hey, clean it up, King.
Yeah.
What is that? The most interesting transition for me is like when you're dating, you don't know somebody, and then you're like, hey, let's go to a museum or whatever. Or like there's wine tasting. You're doing all this shit you never do, and then you gotta go. Just come over and we'll watch a movie. That's a big.
You just go right to it, I think.
Just come over. It's such an awkward. The best thing is like you
It's
work together.
crazy.
You have like you're doing a report, and the boss is like, you guys work on this report, and you go to Cleveland,
Yes.
and you're working, and then like, and then this it kind of happens. When you're like a stranger on an app, and then you're like, how many siblings do you have? Where did
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
like,
If I get asked that question, I talk about that on stage. How many siblings do you have? That I would rather rip my eyeballs out. I would rather rape. I'd rather have rape happen.
there's something about how many siblings you have that's aggressive and.
I've never asked that.
okay.
You never ask enough questions. I bet you don't ask a woman enough.
I think you're wrong.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Wrong.
Look at him
wrong,
recognizing
wrong.
something about it.
You are very wrong.
Well,
I ask too many questions. They tell me to stop.
That's my favorite Elvis song. There's like a line where you're
It's awful.
interviewing them, but also like he didn't ask me any questions to like. I felt like I was being interviewed. You got to really thread that needle. I went out with this girl once, and I go, you pick a restaurant you like. So she was like, oh, there's this Italian place I always wanted to try. It's the most expensive restaurant in all of Los Angeles. She didn't tell me that. I just found out when I got there.
yeah.
And then she was like, oh, I'll have this and this and try a bit of this. And we're there for an hour and a half. And I go, oh, she hasn't asked me one question about me. Not one. In an hour and a half of talking. And then I got interested in how long this could go.
And then she
What is she doing? Just
no, she was like
Talking about herself.
Blah blah blah. Me. Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Am I
Yeah.
right?
I swear to God, it's a real thing. So then she goes, "Oh, my favorite city, whole wide world is Portland." And I was in Portland like 4 days earlier. I'm like, if I bring up I was in Portland and she's no follow up, then this woman is fucking out. She's insane. And I go, "Oh my God, I was just in Portland 4 days ago." And she goes, "They have a mall there that check $280.
Oh,
Wow.
Two people.
I would
Just-
kick her in the head with my blue suede shoes.
I would be like,
brother.
let's split it.
Let's split.
I think I'd be like, throw your card down. But thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah, there's that delicate line.
Was she hot though?
She was. You know what? She
Hell
got
yeah.
less hot as the
Yeah.
thing wore on.
That's a hard thing to do.
I-
Get less hot.
I think
It
that
has
women are also
happened.
getting empowered to a degree that they don't. This is going to sound fucked up.
Break it down for us, Beetle.
Well, I was talking to Tyler Fisher about this.
Come on, break it down,
And I just
Beetlejuice.
feel like women, they used to be coveted because they would provide you with a child, right? And they'd be like, don't worry, I'll raise it in my belly and then I'll have it and it'll be great and we'll have a relationship and I'll be the. And now it's like just some woman who's literally your equal. She is, but she still wants the worshipfulness that a mother would get, right? So she's like, I'm a woman, so I deserve to speak the entire time and I did it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're just literally an equal now. Now
Yeah.
we're on the same level. We're both just
What?
hustling.
Yeah, some people haven't made that transition. It's interesting.
Yeah, what are you
Yes.
talking about?
Okay, want me to explain it again?
Yeah.
Okay, back when you'd meet me and I'd be like, there's a possibility that I'll rear your child. And
Yeah.
you'd be like, that's amazing. And I'll be able to put my dick inside you and you'll raise my child. You'll be faithful. It'll be nice. We'll have a family. And now
That
it's
sounds
like,
good.
now I'm showing up to dinner with you. I don't want any kids. I'm business, but I still want you to worship me because I'm a woman.
Right.
And it's like, well, you kind of got worship because you were the womb.
Yeah, and it isn't. It's just this culture. There's some cultures that aren't like that, but it comes back to partners. And you used to be like, all right, I got to get us food, and I got to go out there, and it's dangerous. You know, you needed the guy to go get the buffalo, and she
Mhm.
was like, I'm gonna take care of this thing and raise the baby, and then you both were barely surviving for most of history. That's how it's been.
Yeah.
You know? And up until recently, then it's like.
Now you got
Okay.
guys wearing turtlenecks with fanny packs around their shoulders, and you.
Please sit
wait,
down.
no,
Please sit down. He takes
sorry,
it back.
sorry, that was Elvis.
He's wearing glitter.
That was Elvis. That was-
It's really nice. I like it a lot. Is it Lululemon? It looks like that. You know what I mean? Microfiber.
You know what's funny? A buddy
like
of
you could
mine
have
just showed
sex
me
with
his
it.
fanny pack, and he keeps a gun in it.
No, I could easily put a gun. I probably will get a gun at some point. So listen, just to sum up, my brother is married to someone from another country. I mean, she got here when she was younger, you know, but the traditions of that culture makes more sense. Like
Yeah.
she appreciated that he worked all fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And she would, you know, when he'd work nights, she would get up and make him a sandwich. And people, like women in America, like, but no, like he loves her for that and she loves him and they're taking care of each other. And this country's lost that.
Because we're a broken culture,
Thank
a
you.
degraded society, and we worship the wrong things.
Stop screaming.
I'm just saying marriage should be between
don't-
a
I
man
don't-
and a woman.
I don't think we worship. I think that it's fine to have a culture where things have leveled out and everything's androgynous, but you can't expect, like there are a lot of women who are like, and he needs to buy me this and buy me dinner, and it's like, no, you guys are
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
on
yeah.
the same
Yeah,
hustle.
and then they're the
You're
same
equals.
ones that'll talk shit on like sex workers or chicks like that.
Here's the thing. I will
Right?
buy the meals in the beginning because I think women do have to, they spend more money on like nails and all that stuff.
Period
I'm cool with
stuff.
that. Period stuff.
It's just attractive to pick up the check too. You know what happened? I was at a poker game with like a guy I was super in love with. And then he gets a phone call from a girl that he was dating. We weren't together. We'd broken up years ago. And she's crying and she's like, my bike got stolen. The wheels got stolen. And I watched him like light up. He wasn't that into this girl, but I watched him like go into man mode and he ran out the door to rescue her. And I was like, wow, there is like
I got a fake injuries now.
no, but there was like a feeling where I was like, I would never do that. If somebody stole my bike, I'd be like, you bitch. And I'd figure it out. I would never call somebody crying and being like, this happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that is such an aphrodisiac. You
Mm.
know what I mean? To
Well-
need, except for with you, he saved a girl the other day, caught the ick. Oh, Sorry. Oh, we did.
It
That's not
works
why I
both
caught
ways.
the
'cause
in
Oh,
any
okay.
way.
Okay.
I liked that. I liked having
You did like
being
it?
needed for sure. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
that's a thing.
Everybody
that's
wants to
interesting.
be
They say.
needed.
Sorry to interrupt the
go ahead.
king, but
please, by all means.
But I don't know where I heard this, but they say it's good in the beginning to man or woman to have the other person do you a favor
Mm.
because it makes them feel good and also makes them go like, I must like this person. I'm at Kinko's making a copy of or whatever you
Yes.
yeah, you know.
Neurolinguistic programming.
Oh.
Can
What
you
is-
break
what-
it down
yeah,
for the
can you break
king?
that
I
down?
Well, it's
spent a
the-
lot of time singing, not too much time
it's like,
learning.
it's
mama.
in the whole like
Learning them, Mama.
it's in the
Come on, Mama.
secret or in the
Come on,
Neil
Mama.
Strauss
No
thing where
secret.
you embed. It's like imprinting. You basically imprint. You can like, like
I think you're talking about good old fashioned
Yeah,
manipulation,
Well, you were
mama.
yeah, it is manipulation. NLP is manipulation. It's very
boy.
bad. But that's the bathtub guy.
Bathtub guy,
but that's
yeah.
the same thing with being like, I'm gonna have him do me a favor so that I imprint that he is like helping me in his life. That's NLP. It's like you're programming somebody to.
Here's where I think it's okay to do that. If you like somebody and they just don't seem to like you at all, you know what I mean? You've tried to be nice.
Yeah.
You said, "Hey,
This is a
think
story
you
of my
look
life.
pretty," or whatever you did, and they're just not getting it. Then you could be like, in a small favor, like, can you hold this while I do? I gotta go do. Could you just hold this?
Yeah.
Just like, look at that. Just
A
hold
small
this.
rock.
I saw
got it.
something, by the way. I'll tell you who it is after. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they want me to publicly say it.
Oh, we can bleep it.
But anyway,
Yes.
so we're at this table,
Yes.
and
You and Jerry Seinfeld.
no, it wasn't a famous person,
Oh.
but this
What?
girl.
How would we know? Oh, we know. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we bleep it?
Yeah. Just
Let's
please.
bleep it. Okay. So we go to the comedy like roast of someone. Oh, Charlie Sheen, and it was me and we're on at this table, and looks very much like a lesbian,
Yes.
and so there was a very attractive woman
Mm.
at the table, and you could just tell this woman was like, "Oh, this lesbian's gonna be so into me." Like she just had this like, "Oh," so takes her chair. The girl's here, and she goes "Arr!" like really loudly, like just put her back to this person. And and I
Wow.
watched this because I've seen her do this many times. And she was so
The chair.
no, just like
Ignore.
making people like go towards her and need approval from her. Like it's a little things she would do.
Wow.
And it was little things like that. So I've seen it before. So I just watched it. I was like, oh, this is good. Because I just saw the girl be like, that's not possible. I'm really hot, right? How
Wow.
so then this girl's like, and then she goes, hi, I have to go to the restroom. Can you just watch my purse? Like no one needed to watch the purse. Is that like a very
Oh,
it's a
they're
vent.
NLPing each other back and forth.
Well, yeah, she was trying to get her to do her a favor or whatever, watch the purse. And goes, no.
Wow.
And they dated for 2 years.
Oh my God.
No
Yeah,
way.
they-
Really?
The girl couldn't, this is LA. The girl couldn't like handle, like, I need approval from this person.
That's
Now.
amazing.
They really dated
she
for 2
straight?
years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Whoa.
They always are.
They always are, right? My mom does that. She always turns hot straight girls. It's crazy.
Oh,
She's very similar.
okay.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
why I was obsessed with growing up.
Yeah.
But she always does that. A woman will come in and she'll be like, I don't have time to talk to you. And they're like, what?
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
wait, what? And then they become obsessed with her. And my mom
Yeah.
is so mean to them that they become more obsessed. And now they're coming to me being like, how do I get close to your mother? And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
it would help if baby bear had some cookies made for her. Baby bear's happy. Mama bear's happy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
My
of,
baby bear, PS5.
I think men rarely, when there's someone who's really attractive, they don't get that much from men being honest and like ignoring them. I guess that's attractive, or you need approval because you're like, this is an honest person.
That's what
I
it
get
is.
a lot of pretty, but like this
All the-
person's really like not trying to fuck me, and I need their approval.
All this
Yes,
stuff
yes.
confuses me, and I don't like it.
That's-
You just like people if you like them, and,
No,
and
you're a
be
fool,
nice
Elvis.
And I'd rather be a smiling fool than a frowning cynic.
You know, Elvis, you dated a 13-year-old girl.
Times were different back then, brother.
Did he date a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah,
What?
Lisa
Speaking of
Marie
Jerry
was-
Seinfeld, my God.
Lisa Marie was 13 when they
when they met.
But they ended up together for a long time.
But he
brother.
waited until she was 14 and a half.
Yes, Elvis was
Wait,
was a good
13?
man, brother.
No.
I
way.
mean, Google me on this, but
Yeah,
when
him and
how old
Lisa.
was Lisa Marie Presley when Elvis met her?
But he
She
was like her
was-
his one and only, right?
Here's my one and only.
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
No, I thought he had a wife when he met her. No.
He had like a girlfriend before Lisa Marie, but
She was in grade school.
13's pretty. If you've ever talked to a 13-year-old, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, they have, like,
it's
puffy-
pretty fucking weird.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Elvis probably doesn't strike me as quite an intellectual.
Oh, how old is she now?
Oh.
Wait,
And
but
how old was he?
she? How old was she when they met?
I don't believe this.
I think you're spreading some disinformation about the king
Well,
over here
I
now.
knew my stepbrother when I was 11, and then we had sex later when
Priscilla
I was 18.
was Priscilla
And my
was
stepbrother.
Priscilla was 14 years old when she first met the singer.
And how old was Elvis? Come on, you're a wizard. Figure
so
it
you
out.
I'm
dated
reading a
your
lot right
stepbrother?
now.
No, but we were in the same house when I was like 10, 11, and then we had sex way later. Yeah, I know.
The king's got a question.
Whoa,
Where
that's
do you
kinda
take
cool.
a dog when it needs to get a haircut?
Are you telling a joke?
Pound Town? Is this a joke?
Where do you take a dog when it needs to get a haircut,
I've
brother?
never seen him like this. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
All right, she was
Duh.
she was 14 years old when they met. He was
Groomer.
24.
Oh, he's saying I was groomed. What?
Oh,
She was 14 and he was 24.
oh well,
14,
that's
24. That's pretty bad.
that's pretty bad. That is inexcusable for
I
anyone
think
there.
it's excusable. I mean, they knew each other. They grew up in the same house together. You know, they saw. She
Oh, no,
saw
we're
him
not talking
grow.
about it. We're not talking about it.
Sorry. I think it's- anyway,
Back to the book about dead people.
I broke it. Ugh. Kyle, you do impressions. Do an impression of me leaving this earth.
Let me see if I can do an impression of you. Let me see. Is this my impression of you?
You're nailing it.
I feel like I had sex with my brother a few times. It's not good. Don't be offended. Don't be offended. That's not good.
It's not. I don't have a nasal voice. I have a raspy Tara Reid voice.
Yes, my guitar is
Yeah.
upstairs. I
Yeah.
was trying to play some songs.
Do
Dude, it's bad, Jordan. That's why you shouldn't be offended. If it was good, then you could be
it's
like,
not
"What the
that
fuck?"
bad
I
is
don't-
the problem. There is.
It's pretty bad. I got a motorcycle and I fucked my brother. And what kind of life am I living here? That's not good. You don't sound like that at all.
Do him.
Ian, well, I don't know how Ian even talks. It's been Elvis.
That's not how I talk, man.
I was like, hey man, listen, it would really mean a lot if you could grab me a coffee. I know you have your hands full with all of my shit where you're at
This
the
is an
airport.
argument we got in a month ago, and she keeps bringing it up.
Hey,
Not
man,
cool, man.
he always says
Not
that.
cool.
It would really mean a lot if
No,
you could
I've said
fly
that
to the
to you
moon and
twice.
back. It would really mean a lot.
That would mean a lot to me.
If you could sleep over at my house and keep me company
Yeah.
for the next 8 nights.
I talk like a legal dwarf. That's what you sound like. That's a legal dwarf. I know that. Hey, give me a coffee. I know that.
Legal Dwarf. Can that be the name of the episode? Legal Dwarf is so funny.
Legal.
I met a woman in the audience and she goes, I was like, how tall are you? And she was like 4 or whatever. And I was like, is that legally a dwarf? And she was like, technically. And I was like, so yes.
yeah.
So 100%
Right.
legal dwarf is
Yeah.
what you are.
Oh my God.
I picked
Talk
her
like
up.
that. Does
She-
she
I put
think
her
her
on
voice
stage
is
and
going to
I
add a
lifted her.
couple
Did you?
inches?
I had someone in the did you do something, you try it, and then you go, oh, whatever, think I could try this. But I did a thing where like my legs are really tiny, and I could do like a TED talk about a guy who's like in a motorcycle. And I start crossing my legs like this,
Wow.
and I'm like, well, when I turn the corner, and I just felt a weird feeling from the audience. And I was like, oh, that bit doesn't work.
It's too realistic. That looks realistic.
Well, what it was in row 3, it's like
Yeah.
Oh, no.
those crowds,
Oh,
you can't
no.
see them, but they can see each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
The captain.
I can't, yeah. But I was the victim.
Yeah.
In my bit.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
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 It's true.
Yeah.
I've had that happen. I've had one girl where I was like, I was like, so you have a brother? Da, 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 da. I fucked my brother. Da, da. Where's your brother? And she was like, huh. And I was like, no, where is he? And she was like, he's dead. I've had that happen. I've had that happen like 9 times.
You forget people die.
I always forget people
Yeah.
die. It's crazy. I had one guy who was mocking him.
You're all gonna die.
A good promo.
That would be a good
Yeah.
promo.
That's great.
You're
That's great.
welcome.
Thank you so much. We can't keep him?
How much is this?
How much do you think?
Look at the tag. It's on the front.
No.
Nice.
How much is that? Priceless.
Oh, yeah. He has no penis. You know what I mean? He'll never, you don't have a penis when you die. It just gets eaten away. He has an
Wow.
asshole.
I'm doing anal work.
Uh,
Look at his little tail.
Ah, God, we're disgusting. We're a disgusting group.
That's not disgusting. That's
No,
what's crazy.
everything disgusting's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are disgusting.
Yes.
no, that thing's disgusting. Living a life without consciousness.
I
Not
want to talk about
disgusting.
consciousness. I know we've traversed like many topics that have nothing to do with each other. but
That's
I
kind
wanna
of the
move
show.
towards consciousness.
You nailed
Okay.
the show.
Okay, we talked about buttholes and all this other stuff.
Delicious.
Do you believe in free will? Are you a no free will guy?
I don't. It's such an unpopular thing, but we definitely don't have free will in
I'm
the
the
sense
same.
that
You
people-
are both wrong.
Yes.
You're wrong.
Yes.
Take a couple of these facts into
All
consideration.
right, come on, let's fact
Take a
it
couple
up.
of
Come on.
things.
Now
Oh.
Elvis is
Number
gone
one.
and Ian is
I
in the
knew
You
building.
would be a no
one.
free will guy.
Come
I
on.
knew
All
it.
right, come on.
My guy.
Number one it up.
You have to understand there's certain things that you don't want to believe with every fiber of your being.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
People don't want to believe that we just die and don't exist. So that's why most people believe we go to heaven, even though there's so much proof we don't do that. I
Okay.
mean, you could have amnesia and you forget who you are, but suddenly you die and all the blood's gone and you remember your whole fucking family. Okay. But most people believe heaven because you want to believe it. Now, I would say even a more fervent belief that you need to have is that you have free will. So
Yes.
you have to start this conversation understanding that you want to believe it so fucking bad that you've got to just calm down and think about the facts of this situation.
Fact
Now,
me up. Fact me
Relax.
up.
number one.
Look at your
Fact
arms.
me
They're
up.
stressed.
Shut up, Beetle.
Okay.
Back me up.
Okay, are you here with us now?
No,
We're-
Elvis has left the
We're
building.
not going to be emotional.
He's upset.
We're not going to be emotional.
Let me up. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, number one,
Yes.
you don't think your thoughts. That's something you can observe right now. They pop into your head.
I'm thinking my thought right now, and I'm narrating it to you. Next fact that I will dispel.
You're not choosing it. Don't think of an elephant right
I'm
now. Don't
choosing
picture
it.
an
You have
elephant.
to-
Do not
you-
picture an
I'm
elephant.
not
Needed-
picturing an
yes, you
elephant.
needed-
I'm picturing a fucking donkey because
You-
I'm looking at two fucking jackasses.
Oh, see,
Go
he's
ahead.
very
Yeah, he
upset.
wants to believe it so bad.
It's crazy.
And his whole world is crumbling. Like he just took DMT. This whole world, like it's all pixelating and falling in front of his face because he knows.
I just have glitter on my glasses.
Oh, it is glitter.
If
So
I
listen,
lived every day that you lived, I would be exactly where you are being you.
yeah, there's no judgment. It's very.
No. There is free will because I could beat both of you over the fucking head right now with this wooden cat
But it wouldn't
cane,
be
and
your
I choose
choice.
not to. I could very much. I just made a choice.
Here's where you're
Yeah.
getting confused. You
I love you.
You're
You are gonna pay
assuming
for
your thoughts come from you deciding something, but they don't.
Okay.
And that's the end of the argument right there.
Where do they
just
come from?
don't. They come from your subconscious. You'll notice them. You didn't even take time to see how it works, but you will know. I mean, we can do a little experiment.
I would love that.
Choose the best 3 movies of all time.
Yes, Sam Harris.
The
In
Sam
my
Harris
opinion,
experiment.
or like what I think the best 3 movies
Whatever
of
you
all
want.
time are. My opinion
Mhm.
that I choose, not what I think would be in like the criterion top 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And just notice how. Go ahead.
Ghostbusters,
This is okay.
A League of Their Own, Goodfellas.
Okay.
Good choices.
Now this is a Sam Harris experiment. So if I get it wrong, let me know because I actually don't really know it that well.
I know. I don't know it that well either.
But
Oh,
But
but I
why
thought
did
your
you- why didn't you-
subconscious
why-
knew it for
Hey,
you. Okay.
Why do people
Why
get
didn't
so
you
defensive? Every time I get this
no,
argument,
because
it's like they
it's
burn
because
their
they
house
wanna-
No, no,
down.
I know.
it's a bit. It's a
Because
bit. You
it's a
guys are dumb,
thing-
but it's a bit.
It's a thing where like people get really religious, and you go, if you were more sure of yourself, you wouldn't get upset. Like he isn't sure of himself. That's why he's so
Yes,
upset.
yes.
No. I'm.
It's why religious people get so upset.
This is like a bit.
When
You
I'm-
whacked me hard.
Whack me hard.
I don't want to whack you hard. I have control.
My penis.
Okay, so why didn't you choose Chinatown?
Because I've never seen it.
Okay, so it didn't pop into your head.
Correct.
So you didn't have the choice to choose Chinatown because it never popped into your head.
I could have chosen it if
You couldn't.
the line of questioning was
No,
What-
the way I asked you, you couldn't have chosen Chinatown because it didn't pop into your head. These movies just popped into your head that you thought of.
right, but
You
it
didn't-
put me in the lane of think of
It
your
doesn't
top
matter.
three,
It
not
doesn't matter.
what the top three of all
It
time
doesn't
to
matter.
Why
someone
didn't you
else on the
choose-
list would be. Does that make sense? If you had said
I
picked,
asked you what are the
right, and that's why I
Okay.
said clarify. Is it
So
my
this is-
choice or what
there's
I
gonna be
think?
no, Jordan. There's gonna be a lot of like mental gymnastics. This is what happens. Let's go different
Go
experiment.
ahead.
Name the just pick 3 random capitals.
Not a test.
Well, I don't know 3.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's a good thing.
Okay, hold on. Ready? Dover,
Dover.
the capital of Delaware.
Is that that's right? Is that right?
I have no idea.
yeah.
Who knows
Anyway,
Delaware?
I think we're down a rabbit hole here. The point is,
I have.
you're
proven-
supposed to notice that these things pop into your head. You don't think your thoughts, so they're popping in your head. They're popping into your head because of experiences you had. Maybe you went there. Maybe you saw something about Dover, but whatever. And the only 2 things that get you to have things pop into your consciousness, which you think is making decisions, is your brain chemistry and your experiences. That's the only thing, both of which you didn't choose. You didn't choose your parents, you didn't choose your experiences, you didn't choose your brain chemistry. And it's the only thing. When you ask me like, what else is there? There is nothing else. So if we were to program a computer and with neural nets and all this, there'd be absolutely no difference. That's why I'm convinced computers, once we get these robots to have a very complicated neural network, they're going to have consciousness, because the only difference is biological matter and silicon matter. And there's really nothing magical, even though people want to have like this magical thing. It's an illusion of it. They did an experiment where they could track brain chemistry and they'd figure out a guy raising his left hand and his right hand. This was the experiment. And they would track and be able to see when they made the decision to lift the left hand, his brain would do this thing, and right hand, his brain would do this other thing. So then they knew what left hand, right hand. Then they would ask them to keep doing it, and they would know what hand the person was going to choose before the person knows it. And the reason is because their subconscious decided it already. And what happens is that your consciousness, what you talk about as your conscious self, free will, making decisions, is just receiving the thing and then making up a story. So here's another experiment they did where, and the difference is like 4 seconds. It's not like even close. There's other experiment where they have people who have half brains. So they have one brain is just gone. And it's a way they can do it, an experiment where they'll cover this eye and show this eye like a teddy bear. So this side of its brain doesn't know, never saw, and you say, what's over there? It goes, I don't know. Then you show them pictures of 100 different things, and you go pick out the picture you like. They'll always pick the teddy bear or whatever you show them. And then you go, why'd you pick that? And they'll make up a story going, when I was a kid, I had a teddy bear, but they think you make up shit in order to make it so you made a decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucked up thing, but these are experiments that they've done. These are not foo-foo places.
Wait, this is how it helped me to understand. Let me try.
I think I figured out why that girl spent the whole date just talking about herself.
Let me try. Wait,
That's
I also
fair.
have to amend. Beckett is the death guy. Daniel Dennett is the guy who believes what probably what he believes. Which Daniel Dennett is like, look, I make choices whether I want the comb or the thing. That's who I am, is making this choice. So there is such a thing as a self. But here's how I think about it. Say I'm auditioning for a thing, right? I did everything I needed to do to prepare for the audition.
The Tonight Show.
Okay. The Tonight Show. Okay.
We've reviewed your tape. Oh, we're not role playing?
No.
Sorry.
And then I do it, and then I am. This is how I think of free will. And then you're like, fuck, I should have done this differently. I would have gotten the part if I did this. Because there is no dimension, there is no reality that you can go back and alter. You are a culmination of all of the things that led you up to where you are now. So there is no, like, you couldn't have done it differently because you did not do it differently. You know what I mean? That's why the free will thing is so cool, because you can eliminate regret.
That's right. It also judging other people it eliminates, and also beating yourself up.
But you have the free will to make that choice.
No, you don't.
Everything
In the way that
is a
you're thinking,
choice.
If your subconscious is making these, it's doing a balancing act and calculating way beyond what you consciously can. A pain pleasure principle. Like, you don't touch. I had the free will to touch that hot stove.
Right.
You don't, because you've learned that that's like pain, and you go, no, that's no good.
But you could
don't
still make the choice.
consciously
But
do
even if
it.
you did it, you would have done it no matter what. Everything that led you to that moment led you to that moment, so you would have done it. Say you're standing hot stove, cold thing, and I go, touch one, and you're like, this is my choice, this is my choice, and you burn yourself. No matter what scenario in the future happens, you always would have hit that, because everything that led you to that point led you to that point. So you have micro choices. Sure, you can read a book to educate yourself, so
but
that
even that, like, your subconscious told you to read the book.
But that's
Yeah.
such
it
a
all comes
bleak
from you.
way of
No,
looking
it's
at
that.
that.
Yes.
That's why people fight it. But I don't think it's bleak, because it alleviates, like Jordan was saying, regret, judging other people. It's a very freeing thing. You're making decisions, but your subconscious is making decisions. Your consciousness is just fielding. I mean, you get emotional and you realize what the thought was that popped into your head.
Mhm.
That's not, then you go, oh, I made a choice to do this, or I made a choice.
But then you have a choice what to do with that emotion.
You have
right?
the illusion of choice. It still comes, if you notice, it still pops into your head from your subconscious. Even like, I'm gonna have chicken parmesan, or I'm gonna get chicken, fettuccine.
Uh-huh.
You go, I could have this or that, and then you almost, like, it's a mystery. You go, chicken fettuccine, and then you have to backtrack like the doll and go, that's why I picked it. But you already picked it. Your subconscious already did all the calculating for you. It's a disturbing thing. I don't live my life like that, because it's
impossible.
It's impossible, and it makes you feel like really weird. But I do believe that's what's happening.
Yeah. And also, you can, like, my mom has a tattoo of a tiger with a little monkey on it backwards reading a book, because her whole thing is like, you can slowly arch the narrative of your life by if I go fettuccine, last time I chose fettuccine because, or if you go, I'm gonna be nice to somebody over and over, I'm always gonna make that choice. Then your subconscious is going to, you're like growing yourself, but isn't that true?
Well, the thing is, it's a tricky
What the
thing about it.
fuck are you
is
guys
Yeah.
talking
even
about?
things of like, I'm gonna write down. Like, it's good to imagine yourself doing something successful. You can always agree on that, because then you don't feel uncomfortable if it starts to happen. Like, I imagine myself here. That's a good general thing to think. And then, like, I'm gonna write it down. Like, imagine success. You're still like whether you go home and write that down right now, your subconscious is like, yeah, do it.
Right.
You're not. You're just fielding something. You're more like receiving things as a conscious person than deciding things. It's already being done by your subconscious.
Right.
Mm.
But to that, I would say, if you resign yourself to that subconscious of, well, this is the way it's going to be, and that's what it is. Once you become aware of that, you then have a choice, the free will, what to do with that feeling. You can either live in that feeling and resign yourself to this and go, well, it's just what it was meant to
You're
be.
still not
or
understanding the loop. Like,
you can
you're still
take-
trying to make your conscious self be the decider, and it's not. Even in that scenario,
well,
you're
I'm
still
deciding.
No,
Yes.
that's the thing. You're not.
I'm deciding to not agree with
no.
you.
But
Your
whatever
subconscious
happens,
did.
whatever happens, how you take in this information, where it goes and what happens is all at the mercy of everything you've experienced before, your genetics and your brain chemistry, right? So whatever happens, no matter what you say now, it's going to turn it into what it will be.
Here's
Right.
the thing. Here's the thing.
And
you
you're
can
just gonna
relax about.
watch.
No one will ever accept this. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
too unpopular. You're safe.
Yeah.
You
Everybody
decide
feels how
everything.
you feel.
Everybody hates
I
this
knew he would feel
conversation.
how I feel. Yes. Yes.
We win.
Ah.
Fine.
we
I'd
lost.
rather
No.
you win with your bleakness, and I'll die a
don't find it
fucking
bleak.
loser living
not
the way
bleak,
I
it's so
choose
nice.
to live.
Look at the two calm people and the two extremely
You're dressed like a fucking bug, and I don't even know what your deal is.
but you're very defensive and
death, boy.
Oh no, we already had some. All right,
it
listen.
is nice if you fuck up a set and you get off stage and you go, no matter what happened, that was gonna happen. That is just how the course of
Right,
history.
but that's
It
choosing
relaxes
to
you.
accept. It's
Yeah.
choosing to
Yeah.
accept
Your
that, or
subconscious did it.
you're choosing to.
Well, I only argue this. You are, but
To
not
obsess
your
over it.
conscious self isn't choosing it. You're arguing that your conscious self is choosing that, and we're saying no, it's not. And all you have to do is notice, and you'll see. Just notice how thoughts appear in your head. You don't think your thoughts; they appear.
Right, but you can choose your actions.
No, you go back and you think you decide. It's like the teddy bear that you will always go back. Go, that's why I did that. I chose
But what I'm
that,
saying
but
is you can't choose
didn't.
your thoughts. Your thoughts appear, but what you do with
There you
those
go.
thoughts is then a choice.
of your subconscious.
Subconscious is already decided.
You're just riding your life. That's what you're doing. You're just a you are a vessel that is riding all of the experiences that will come and happen to you.
Enjoy
You're
yourself.
not, yeah,
is the
enjoy
thing.
yourself.
Yeah.
You will.
And
you-
I choose to enjoy myself.
No.
Yeah.
Look at how you're dressed.
I'm choosing. What'd you say?
Look at how you're dressed.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying this. And
What sucks is this conversation doesn't bum me out. I actually
I know.
feel this, but it bums people out, and I feel bad about that. They hate it, and they want you to
I don't
shut
hate
up,
it. I like
and
it.
feels
But when you
lonely.
find people,
I like
my
someone
feature,
choosing to challenge me.
my feature has this, it believes this too. And he'll even do a thing when I start to be like what I was saying before, where I'm like, but you can guide it. He's like, no. And he'll be like, he really is way more in the side you're talking about, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it also is when you find
both
yourself in
come
bed
off
and you're
as
eating
miserable.
candy and I think it's not miserable. It might
Yeah.
lend itself a little bit more to analysis and pessimism. It's also probably because
So
we're depressed
you're
people. We've looked
choosing
into it.
to be pessimistic.
No, it's. I find it freeing, and I find it comforting, and it brings you into the moment more because
Well,
you're
that's
really,
good.
like you're saying, you're riding this, and
Yes.
you're not beating yourself up like, why did I go? That's how that had to go, and you're not. People are mean to you. You go, oh, there's a storm in their brain. They're not. You could talk to people. You could
I
feel
agree
when
with
they're
that.
storming, and they're just and you don't take things as personally. Your life is just more relaxed. Like you're sort of.
I agree
not
with
that I even do this, but I when I talk about it. But
I-
I go
but
back.
Do,
to what
do you ever go
I
into like
agree-
weeks where you can do it? I've had
No,
like
I'm like an hour and I'm back.
yeah,
to-
but it's nice when I've had it. I've had it when I was auditioning for The Cellar.
I think
and I was
we're
in Mexico. I
saying-
wasn't getting up, and then I came back, and I was so free will heavy from listening to it that I was like,
I think
This
we're
is not up
saying
to
the
me,
same
and I
thing.
agree.
Yeah.
We're just speaking it in different
No,
languages.
here's the difference.
Because I agree with you, but what you're saying is the self-conscious of this is what it is and this and that. I'm viewing that as a choice to accept.
Here's a way to crystallize the difference between what we're saying and what you will never not
Basically,
believe,
I'm
and that's
pro-choice
okay.
and you guys are pro-life. You're evil. Wrong. Wrong.
Is-
Mom.
we are pro life. living.
You're having an illusion that you have free will and you're choosing things, and we're saying your subconscious is you, but it's your subconscious. It's not that self that you're thinking of that's making these choices.
But as subconscious, it still is me. It is
Exactly.
still
It
a
is
part
you.
of
what
me.
Dennett
Not
believes.
the-
That's what Dennett
which-
believes.
But
That's
it's
what Dennett
not
thinks.
you
What?
conscious.
That's what Daniel Dennett is being. He fights Sam Harris on it, where he's like, "Who I am is my subconscious." Then, so
Yeah.
there is a self,
Mhm.
and that's totally fine if you want to. You feel like you identify with that, but there is a thing like, there is like if when I get really angry or I get upset, and I'm like, "Why did I do that?" I'm not a person who does that. I can envision myself not being a person. I could be like, it is not up to me what happens.
But I reject that because then you can just live in a way
That's
where
what
you're
people
not
are scared of, and
working
it's
on
not the
yourself.
case.
See, that doesn't happen.
People
I-
think that they're
we-
just going to be like,
disagree with both of
we
you?
both came upon this at a certain point in our lives.
Yes.
And our lives are no different. I mean,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
haven't become psychopaths.
Your lives are
or
completely
lazy.
different.
That's what people are worried about. They're worried that they're going to
it
just
doesn't
lay down
happen
and not
like
do
that.
anything.
You've been calculating this pain pleasure from your subconscious your whole life. It doesn't change when you just notice it. You're just noticing, oh, that is how it's going down. You still do the things you want to do and not want to do.
Right. Yes. And I agree with the noticing. I'm just saying that there then becomes a choice within the notice to then behave the way that you've continually behaved or to make a change to then
No, that's still from your
adjust the
subconscious.
different outcomes.
Unfortunately, sir, that's still from your subconscious. You never change this pattern, which is your subconscious throws the ideas at you. You feel them, and then you make up a story of why you picked that or did that. And sometimes you go later, you go like, why did I do that? Like a lot of times it lines up. You go, yeah, I chose that and I did that and that's that. But just think of your life when you're like, why did I fucking bring up 9/11 at their birthday?
Yeah.
And it's because you're not doing all the things.
You can't be. You can't be. We would short circuit if we were doing all the things consciously. And yeah,
it's a mixture.
No.
you
Pop off
you're
in the
always,
chat.
You're always.
Let us know in the
everybody will
comments.
be against what we're
everyone
saying.
hates this.
Everybody hates it because
No,
they worry
no.
that they're going to go like this. People worry, okay, then why wouldn't I just lay? And how would I make any decision to do anything? And I'll just lay
But
here.
I'm
It's
agreeing
harder
with
to
you
do.
guys more than I am
But
disagreeing.
you're the basic principle you're not accepting, which is that brainwave thing. How are they able to pick every time exactly what hand that guy was going to raise before he raised it? Because the guy was like, I'm deciding this now, got the decision 4 seconds ago from his subconscious.
But thoughts aren't just linear in terms of like raise hand, don't raise hand. It's like
No, of
there's
course not.
so
It's
many
example,
different
but
things that go into thoughts.
they all can be
Right, but to narrow it down to make that
but you
as
need
a
to narrow it down for an
blanket
experiment.
explanation of all different thoughts
But-
because they could
but
predict
the-
hand.
That's just an example from one experiment, but you could have it in a different way.
Here's
If
an
you-
If you
experiment.
want, you can have.
Who can get turned on faster by me stripping?
If you want,
Now, if was it always meant for you to like it? Or is it a decision you're making?
we've broken you. This can make you feel better. You can introduce.
Oh,
You can be spiritual and have no free will. How about that?
what?
Like, you can have a spiritual. You can feel that the thing that's moving your subconscious has some relationship to like a higher power. That helps with the whole free will thing. If that makes you feel better.
What are we? I don't even know what we're
I
talking
know that's a
about
problem
anymore.
with this conversation. Is it does unbuckle reality and it becomes uncomfortable for everybody, and
It's the best.
and
It's my
then-
favorite thing.
yeah. And then we go back to we'll go back to our illusion.
But
So
then it
don't-
makes
so
you
the-
weird about everything
the
you're
thing-
saying because you're like,
yeah.
am I choosing it? I'm not choosing it. Is it? I used to have horrible OCD about this, and I tripped on acid.
That's like the way
Oh.
you were. Sorry,
What?
go ahead. Go
What?
ahead. No.
I used to have about what I said yesterday, the revelation.
Yeah, about your unraveling when you just take a small example of a thing of like, hey, I want to go to the movies with you, and then you like overthink it to death.
Yeah, totally.
Instead of just allowing and
That's
choosing
why I
to
know about
allow.
this because I've struggled so
Because
much with it.
It's unwell thinking.
Right, but that's what this helps. Where you're like, this is how it's going to be. You can't
Let's
torture your
explain
way.
to him what we talked about.
Oh, this is how I am. This is how I am in relationships. Ask if you want to see a movie.
You want to see a movie?
I feel like you're asking me. It's like 5 right now. The movie's at 8, and I feel like we never make plans together. And you're just making the plan now because neither of us happen to have spots, and it's just like convenient for you to hang out with me now. We never make plans, and now, and it's not because you really care about me. You're just like, what do I do with my time? I guess I'll hang out with my girlfriend because she's here right now.
Oh, we're
And that doesn't-
dating? I thought this was a new thing.
I was just explaining this how I feel with.
That's
And
how
when
she
you're
is
in a
in
relationship?
relationships.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do take the free will thing and I go, I am where I am. I either am going to go to the movie or not. Realistically, I'm going to end up going to the movie. Let's cut all of the punishment.
But
and I'll
that
just
would
go.
offend you if it was last minute plans. You don't like those.
It wouldn't. It's just I find it. I will do a thing where I find the way that the person hates me in everything. That's you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like if they're like, hand me
Uh-huh.
the coffee, I'm like, you.
Right.
Literally, if I was like, Beetlejuice, 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 she'd be like, well, why are you conjuring me now?
Right.
What? So you just have to say my name 3 times for me to exist?
Yeah. Did you even
You-
think of me before you said it, or you just
Yeah.
said it because you happen?
Because I'm a party
wearing-
trick. Am I
Yeah,
a party
I'm
trick
yeah.
to you? Is that what I am?
Oh,
It's
I
like,
see. I'm
well, I just
wearing the
wanted you to
costume,
be
so
here.
now that you're, it's very
That's
much
kind of a new character, like PMS juice or whatever.
nice.
There's like a Beetlejuice's wife who's
Yep.
just hormonal. Is it hormones?
Yeah. It's
Is it-
no, it's
is-
obsessive.
her all the
It's
time.
looping. I
Oh,
loop.
loop. I loop.
Where I'll
yeah.
be like, just go to the movie. You know that he's just asking you to go to the movie, and then I'll be like, But what if he's just that's why I got into No Free Will, because I was always like, I don't understand who's making these decisions. Am I making them? Jordan's making them?
Yeah.
If I'm making them, then what if I just choose to stab myself in the leg? What if because I was a contractor, I was like, what if I take the nail gun? I could do that. So then I started having panic attacks while I'm doing carpentry because all of these possibilities. And then I started taking acid, which did actually help a lot. And then I got into Sam Harris and No Free Will stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm just a culmination of shit. And I'm probably going to keep myself safe because I've made it this far.
Yeah.
So I probably won't do that. Even if I have a panic, I'll probably faint before I pull the trigger.
Yeah,
You know what I
He
mean?
asked if you wanted to go to the movies, and you still have not said yes or no.
Yeah, I'll go. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Great.
I want to see that Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
I read the whole book. It's so
You
good.
did?
It's so good. I highly recommend the
I
book.
can't read.
This book, I'm
Oh.
a slow reader, and it
You and me
flies.
both, honey.
I'll tell.
It's
By
so
the way,
good.
just put a button on the. Have you noticed? As soon as Sam Harris, like the free will thing came out, people like fucking hate him.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's scary about introducing. This is the most upsetting thing.
People call me sociopaths. Like a few days later, I talk about the No Free Will. They'll be like, "You're a sociopath," and I'm like,
Yeah. I don't
"I'm
think
eating
it
a
has to do
sandwich."
with the free will
It's the most like
I mean,
a
he's
religion
literally
thing.
shitting his pants, clawing his eyeballs
But
out
you-
next to us.
But I,
Look at Ethan. Ethan's chill as hell, dude.
yeah, well,
I
he's
think
a
he
wizard.
accepts it.
He's all right.
It's
He's
the closest thing to
looking at the
religion when you go,
war.
oh, I think something else. And they go, I was on a plane with this lady and she's like handing me pamphlets about Jesus Christ. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And she's like, yeah, and this. And then she asked me what I did for a living. And I was like, oh, I'm a comedian. And then she started telling me I was wasting my life. And then I was like, okay, now I'm done being nice. And I wasn't even mean, but I was just asking her questions that were riling her.
Like
and
what?
getting
Like
her,
what?
You know, just like, I go, well, if
Pick your 3 favorite movies.
I did.
Name 3 capitals, quick.
yeah.
I don't know who said this, but someone said this, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a really upsetting thing to say to someone who's like
What?
believes in Jesus. Just if we were on the other side of the world, you'd be handing me pamphlets about Muhammad,
Mhm.
and then their brain, it's that cognitive dissonance where they know it's true,
Yeah.
but they're like, no, they can't believe it, and then they fucking hate you. That's like the same thing with free will. It's like their brain goes, I can't accept this. Fuck you.
But I'm not
And
saying
it'll never
fuck
get
you to
popular.
both you guys.
But your energy is.
But-
Your energy is.
To
no,
the, yeah.
but that's you putting that on me because I'm obviously
I had
playing
no
a
free will
part
to do that.
and like playing this up. But like
It's uncomfortable.
again,
It is uncomfortable.
you're putting your own uncomfortableness.
Both of us at the
on
same
this?
time?
Yes.
Oh.
He could fucking stab me right now, and you'd be like, "See, we both like stabbing."
Yeah. No,
You know?
but I knew I called the free will thing. Can we acknowledge that? That I was like, he's going to be a free will guy, and he was? That's crazy.
Sure.
You can just tell. You get a read.
Yeah, it's a lonely. We're a lonely group.
Yeah,
You
it
both
is. My
seem
mom,
miserable.
my best
Yeah.
friend.
Are you a miserable
it.
person?
I'll tell you this.
There it is.
I'll be totally honest. I'm not.
No.
I've never had. I've just been lucky brain chemistry wise. I don't get too dark. But I'll tell you this: before free will and like thinking that, noticing that, and after, there isn't really a difference. It's not like it changed
Mm.
something where I was like, oh, now I'm dark because I don't believe in.
I feel like I
Yeah.
found out about it because I always kind of knew it. Like when I read it, I wasn't like, whoa. I kind of was like, yeah, that does make sense. There's no way
guess I'm more
that I
just
could
like
have
a-
that
Yeah,
much
yeah.
information and choose between
I'm
it.
like an aggressive optimist, I guess. And I guess in terms of the free will thing, from my past experiences and what has happened to me in my life, I've had no choice as a defense mechanism to survive, but to be aggressively optimist about things
Mm-hmm.
as a way for me to survive and traverse the world that I was born into. So that is my, I guess, unraveling of why am I so like angrily optimistic about things and like that. If you want to go back to the subconscious, we are a, reflection of our past and our culmination of this, that, the other.
Yeah, I think there's a better way to
To say what I said. Oh,
phrase
go
it.
ahead.
Well, no,
Go
to-
ahead.
No, I agree with you.
Don't
Seth.
say what I said, but in a better way.
It's,
Look how mad. You're mad.
Yeah, I was gonna say something totally different.
Sorry, I'm trying to
talking
make
about-
them laugh at home.
Oh, I know. Sorry, this is like the least funny podcast.
no,
ever.
it's the best. This is
but,
my
She's
favorite.
I'm loving this too.
Well,
by the
This
way.
is my
What-
favorite,
what I
not
was
just
gonna-
fart jokes.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, which had nothing to do with you getting what you thought I was gonna say,
Yes.
is I think there could be a better way of phrasing free will. I think that is just too upsetting to people. I
Mhm.
think a better way is to say you make these decisions subconsciously. So it's you have no free will. It sounds
Yeah.
really harsh, but we do calculate, so much. I mean, your heart and there's a lot of going on in your body, intelligence that you're not conscious of, and your brain is doing a lot of work. Back here. You know what I mean? And then this guy is just a fucking thinks he controls everything, and he's just like pulling.
So just a control panel.
He's like, "Yay!" But
Well, that
crazy.
That goes to my question of
Did you make the decision right then to cross your legs? You know what I mean?
yes,
Everything.
I did.
Do you ever watch a video of yourself?
because
and
I
you're like,
wanted to be comfortable in my space.
Right, but imagine if
So I
everything
made
was
the
a lever you were pulling. Right now, moving your shoe, looking at Ethan just in that moment, that would be chaos. Once you get into a flow state of it, where you're like, I am just rolling with it and witnessing what happens. It feels incredible. It feels good, I
Right,
think you'd like
but
it.
What I'm saying is, so then does that? Because I've had this question. I was in a
Of all podcasts that we have, the one philosophy one, We Are Dressed Like This, is
I love that.
so
Really,
funny.
really funny.
that is hilarious.
This is the
That was-
podcast I have always wanted. If it was
That
being
was
Jordan with
the-
Ian, this is exactly what it would
Yeah.
be. This is great.
Really, the most ironic conclusion is what happens, or the most. Anyway, that's what this is.
It's great.
I'm
I mean, you're
having a
literally
lot of fun.
trying to
pontificate while dressed as Elvis.
like Elvis. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, okay, so
I think it's because we had the skeleton here reminding us the finitude of our
Honestly,
existence.
I mean, death and Halloween. It does make sense. You're right.
Totally.
and the
time.
conclusions we're coming to are pretty spooky, scary. Now, when you talk about the idea of subconscious, and you're not even making this decision, in the past, I dated someone with incredibly bad borderline personality disorder.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
It was not her, and she discussed me. That's just kidding. Jokes, huh? I love you.
I thought you
But
said I discuss you. I do
thing-
discuss you.
a thing that I struggled with when she would behave in like a massively hurtful and truly like evil way was I would go, is she making these decisions to like these snap decisions to turn things around on me and say these things and to hurt me? Or is it so embedded in her subconscious that her wiring is so broken that she only knows how to hurt? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like the argument you just had about the movies was very much could be related to the way she would behave.
Yeah, I have
But
serious
then
borderline
The
tendencies.
daggers would really come out with it, and then not just like, well, you always do this and this and that. It would come out with these other like insults. It would just like just very hurtful
that's a
things.
nice
And
way
in
to-
my head, I would go, is this? But what I'm saying is, a way I got over it was the recognition, like, oh my God, it's not something she was doing personal to me. It's she has basically like coffee was poured on her motherboard when she was developing and her brain is broken.
Yeah.
And that's why. And so I should look at her not with condemnation, but with compassion. Like, yes, she hurt me and these things are terrible, but oh my God, this poor person has to suffer this way where she's not even aware of the, hurtful and deceitful ways in which she's acting. And that goes back to the free will
You know
thing.
who
just-
you are.
You just need to expand that out to everything.
Right, because then you can walk away from things knowing that it isn't a choice. that
Right,
they're
but
making.
again, like it I'm 8 years sober and I'm heavily involved in recovery and everything. And so a big part of that is, recognizing your, faults, and they call it character defects, but also in looking at other people and going, oh, I shouldn't be upset at this person. They're a sick person. How can I help them rather than hate them? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you look at people like I wanted to hate this person, but once I recognized like, oh, it was borderline and not her as a person, that
We know
helped
what you're
me
saying.
break free and move forward.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that analogous?
If you do a third lap right now,
Am I
will
laughing?
you are lapping,
can
dog.
I be honest? I'm not used to people listening to me for this long.
I mean-
and so the fact that you were, I just kept talking
you just-
to be like, oh my God, I really
all
got
this
him.
time.
Okay, keep going. Wow.
I
was really excited.
I was like,
really
if this doesn't
excited.
culminate in something different than how it began, I don't know what we're doing.
But-
Yes. No, we know what you're saying. She didn't decide who she was, and that helps you to understand that.
Yes.
Yes.
Some
It's like crazy how much time of my life I've spent like that. Okay.
You know what's fucked up? I wasn't listening the whole time. I don't know. You need to say it again. Just say it one more time.
She can't
It was
blame
about some
he
girl.
can't
The way you acted with the date thing is the way she would act. It reminded me of that. And so
90? We're at 90 minutes? Oh my
wow.
God. Plug. What do you got to plug?
I guess
Who
we gotta end
cares?
This is
this.
my favorite podcast we've ever had. This is
Great.
So,
I can't wait to tell my mom and Kyle's no free will guy. Ugh.
there's just, I think there's only 4 or 5 of us in the world.
It's true. My mom is the queen.
Wow,
She's
you're
a
all
really-
so
cult leader of
unique.
no free will.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. My mother would not be on board with this. I'm pretty sure.
My mom is a
Yeah,
cult leader.
you guys are
You're
disappointing your
screaming.
mothers.
You're screaming. If you and
It
listen to
wasn't
this.
my choice to scream.
That's true.
That's true. We know.
I
That's
can't
true.
help it. I'm a screamer.
Yes, you are a
How's
screamer.
that feel?
Your
fine.
sarcasm was not your choice.
Yes. You being a smug bitch.
It's just the way I was born, baby.
I mean, you know, I'm wondering how this is going to be received because we started off very
It's
goofy.
not
They're-
our choice.
they're
It's not
going
their
to
We
be-
took a real
choice.
turn.
Well, I had one. We put one on the Patreon with me and my mom having philosophy talk. and people hated it. Hated it.
Okay,
So
maybe,
people,
That's 'cause
maybe
you guys
cut
didn't
this
make it
off and
funny.
Make that serious one the Patreon one.
No.
If you want to go there? Okay.
Let
No,
them
no,
all
no.
have it.
this is what I
People
like.
need to hear how
Stop
wrong you guys
screaming,
are.
please.
Sorry,
My
sorry.
God, sir.
It wasn't my choice. I
It's
couldn't
gonna be-
do.
he's never going to let that go.
I'm killing you 1,000 times. Won't be my choice either. It'll be a culmination of my.
Can I just say real quick? One thing that I really hated about being an alcoholic is a disease concept, and people would act real shittily and go, "It's not my fault. I have a disease, a disease of addiction. It's not my fault." And I hate that thinking because that takes a blame away from themselves and puts it on something else.
Yeah.
So I think I associate with what you guys
yeah,
are saying
it's different.
as
I get
no
that. That's
personal
right. It's not
responsibility,
that.
and I'm a big personal
No,
responsibility guy.
Yeah, no, it those things can get conflated, but they're totally different.
Okay.
But I think that is a major problem. People
Yes.
just think, oh,
They
I
yes.
didn't do anything.
But they would have done that no matter what.
No.
Yeah, they would have. That person is going to be that person no matter what. You're going to die the way that you're going to die no matter what.
No.
It's not even determinism. The trajectory will change. You couldn't map it out. But that person was going to be that annoying person, and they went into the culmination of your subconscious
No,
to make you not that
to
person.
agree with me.
Well,
Yes,
no,
Kyle?
I don't think I am. I'm gonna say this. There's no room for pride. Like I did this, which also
Oh, so you don't
people
like
hate.
people.
No, but it's also like there's no room for shame. You have to understand that too. And it doesn't mean you don't try to get better or better your life. You're still taking in information. Your subconscious is taking it in, learning. It's not like you're not learning and you're not growing as a person because you're like, I have no free will. You can't help but do that. You're just
Mhm.
going towards pain pleasure principles, and the calculating is happening at a rate you can't even begin to understand. And then it pops in you, and then you take credit for the decision.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
It's not like it's not determinism where it's like I know where you'll be in 10 years. Your whole life is laid out.
Mhm.
You are educating your subconscious as you go, which is beautiful, and you get to
Yes.
witness that.
Yes.
But it's
That is
not up to
beautiful.
you.
That's not true.
It's back to the we're
Well,
all
back
talk to
to the
me
podcast.
to end the show. What do you think of that
Do you
for
have,
free will?
do you have plugs? No plugs. What would you like people to watch?
Bop,
Plug
Did
it.
Whitney Kim having this podcast? Just kidding. I did her bop bop bop. Do you know it's an A chord? Bop bop bop. Anyway, KyleDunnigan.com. Check it out for more discussions you'll hate.
Yay.
Jordan, what do you got?
I got shows in coming in November. The places I'm coming to are Ian, do you do plugs and I'll get ready?
IanFinance.com for tickets. I got a lot of fun stuff coming up. November 3rd, Amityville Music Hall, Long Island. Come on out. Let's go. November 5th, Austin, Texas, A Creek in the Cave. Gonna be fun. Also, Philly, Sacramento, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Tampa.
Okay, good.
IanFinance.com for tickets. IAnimal69. Patreon.com/BeanIanPod. If you so
What?
choose to do it.
Stop. I have to plug before you finish. Okay. November 3rd, I'm at the Stand. I'm in Utah in November, Burlington, Vermont, December, Rochester, December, Syracuse, December, Albany, December. I love you.
We want to thank you for choosing us to hang out with on this Halloween mama. So take us out with some hunka burning love. I've been wanting to do this the whole podcast, but I guess it wasn't in my free will to do it till the end. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's helping me. It's helping me, man, deal with the fact that this is where my life has led me.
Yes.
It's not my choice.
Everything you've done
It's
has
not up
led
to
you to
me.
here. Don't you wish you had free will, you dumb bitch?